But we're going to conclude with a bang. We're going to focus on our youth, which is so important because it's about laying out this future for them. A key pillar of the summit future and its action days. So please let me call to the stage Sanjana Sanghi, Yuri Ramashko, and Daniela S.C. Darlington. Please, have a seat. And for you. Okay. So Sanjana, let me start with you. You feel strongly about girls getting access to digital technology. Why? And tell me about this.
Thank you for your question, and good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here. The reason why I feel so passionate about that is because I come from India, and I am youth champion for the UNDP in India, but I'm also a girl who's just grown up wanting access to education, wanting to build a life for herself, and I have been fortunate to be able to get that access, but in my journey of advocacy work, I have worked with girls in certain parts of our country that haven't. And I have my mother, who's actually seated in the audience here right now. Shout out to my mom, who is a...
Where's mom?
Where is mom? Mom, can you raise your hand?
Oh, there she is.
Okay.
Right there. Okay.
Who is a 56-year-old Indian woman who wanted to make a difference, and the only way she could do that is because digital technologies allowed her to connect with girls from very, very economically backward sections of society in India. Zainab and Pallavi are their names, and they belong to slums in India. Their parents do everyday jobs, if at all. They don't have any steady stream of income, but they have somehow got themselves a smartphone. So their course modules, they can see on their smartphone while my mom teaches them English, which prepares them to be a part of the bigger world because they would never ever have gotten the opportunity to learn even just a basic language like English. So I have seen how women from two different generations and two different economic backgrounds with the tool of digital technology can come together and change each other's lives. My mom feels invigorated by teaching them, and Zainab and Pallavi are off to hopefully a better future.
Well, Mom, you did an excellent job. Fantastic. Okay, Yuri, let's talk about you. You attended this thing yesterday, right,
yeah.
for youth. What was your biggest takeaway?
Well, I want to deliver two key takeaways. First, youth extremely accurately identify the main challenges of digital future based on digital today. In accordance to youth consultations, which was held in a Spark Blue platform, youth determined limited literacy, limited access to the internet, limited infrastructure as the key barriers which enable access to the digital technologies. So all this requires our common and global efforts. And second thing, the voice of youth is vibrant and game changer today. It ensures that policymakers and institutions should engage youth into the policy making, into the reform agenda, because of the IA technologies, because of the digital solutions provide a lot of new opportunities. They reshape youth opportunities, and therefore it's extremely important to engage and involve youth people into the decision-making process right now.
Well, you're a part of this decision-making process right now yourself, yes, because we have leaders here from different countries, so your voice matters. Daniela, let me get you in here. What were your takeaways from yesterday's session?
Right. Thank you so much for the question. So we realized that youth are more connected than ever before. However, there still exists a lot of digital divide in terms of internet connectivity and accessibility, especially in rural areas. And with ITU, ahead of International Youth Day, we conducted a series of quizzes to gauge the level of awareness among youth in terms of internet usage and connectivity, amongst others. And we realized that 66% of the youth were not really informed about where the biggest digital divide exists. So my key takeaway was that it's not enough that we bridge the digital divide. We also have to bridge the awareness divide, because you can only empower someone to do something they can only do something if they have the knowledge about it. So we have to create more digital literacy programs for our youth, and we also have to create platforms where they apply those knowledge, especially where space technology is not so commonly known among the youth. We have to create opportunities where they can apply their knowledge in AI and space technologies to bridge and solve problems in their local communities. And my final words would be that we've connected our youth to the world, and it's important that we also connect them to its future. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So Sanjana, what does your vision for a digital future look like for all?
Oh, it's a daunting, thought. But for me, there's always this kind of like an invisible prefix to the digital future, which is an equitable and just a realistic digital future. By that, I mean that anything untamed can just spill in different directions, right? So what I mean by that is that when I see, say, the youth being empowered with social media, when I see them getting untamed access, I see it having negative effects on their mental health, negative effects on their attention spans, on the way they use it. So I feel like everything else in the world, even access to digital technologies, needs to be guided and rooted. Like Daniela said, that the ones who have it have too much, and the ones who don't have none at all. So firstly, that equitable distribution is really important because, again, coming from India, I get to see it in a magnified way. And who's illiterate continues to remain digitally illiterate as well. So like many speakers here today have said, that there are many developmental kind of barriers that we have to overcome for any kind of equitable digital future to be possible. So I'm waiting for that digital future where it's more of a digital dividend and not a digital disaster.
Okay. Sanjana, thank you. And for you, Yuri, what does the digital future look like for you?
Well, my vision of the digital future is based on the three pillars. It is inclusivity and accessibility, digital literacy, and digital security. And my vision is very simple: to take action and transform challenges into opportunities in my community, city, country. I'm from Ukraine, where is the war. And because of the war, one of the biggest challenges is reconstruction. And there are thousands of projects simultaneously happening from all over the country. And to properly manage, control, organize, we create DREAM. Digital Restoration Ecosystem for Accountable Management. It's an ecosystem as a single pipeline solution where everyone sees everything what is connected with the reconstruction.
Great, thank you. And for you, Daniela, what does this future look like?
I'd also like to summarize that into three key words: universal, affordable, and also inclusive. For anybody to be able to leverage digital solutions, it needs to be available for them to be able to harness it. Also, universality is also key to affordability. So then we have to make sure that building AI technologies and tools we do that with cost in mind. Because I am a tech founder, and I realize how building AI tools would not be able to, people in rural areas would not be able to leverage these tools if they don't even have access to it in the first place. So we have to factor all these costs into digital solutions and innovations. And lastly, it has to be inclusive. We have to include people who are in the underrepresented parts of the world, those who are blind, people with disability. We have to bring them on board when we are developing technological tools so that it's not just for us who are capable, but also those who lack the ability to afford these things or able to leverage these tools they also have the opportunity to partake in the digital future. So that would be my future. That the digital world is inclusive, is universal, and also is affordable.
Good points there. Daniela, thank you. Sanjana and Yuri, this is our future. Let's give them a round of applause. All so poised and smart. Thank you all.